Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, citizens of all ages, welcome back to another edition Star Citizen 3.1.2. I think there's a D in there, maybe a semicolon and a whole plethora of alphanumericals. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna stop. Alright, so... No, I'm not dead. Yeah, I know. It has been, what seems like for fucking ever since I've made a video, and it has been. So, couple things. One, if you've been playing Star Citizen, then you know the performance has been, well, quite a mixed bag. What do I mean by that? Well, personally, I've been having really good frame rate. Well, comparatively.
Right. Oh, your ship's all ready for you.
Is Stoner Dude standing next to me? It sounded like he was. Stoner Dude, where are you? If you are in distress, tap twice. Okay. So like I was saying. I've been having quite the mixed bag in terms of performance. So, basically, as you can see in the upper corner, I'm getting a nice solid 30, a little over 30 frames per second, which I was constantly saying to the lead up that if I could get even 25, I'd be happy. Look, it's up to 40 now. So I am happy. I am superbly happy. However... and this is a large, however, bold, underlined, and italics. I've been having a lot of stutters, judders, jitters, and a monumental amount of CTDs. If you don't know what that stands for, that's crash to desktop. My crash to desktop to play time ratio has significantly increased. And again, I could basically be playing for anywhere between 5 to 10 minutes and crash the desktop for one reason or another. Now, understandably, with this new patch, the 3.1.2, they are doing testing for the log out, log back in, so that way you don't lose your cargo. Thank fucking God! Really happy that they finally instituted something along those lines, as it was something we were desperately needing. Now that's an odd bug I've been running into as well. I pull up landing gear and then it just decides to redeploy.
Landing gear up.
You know what I just realized?
Fly safe, okay?
Oh, thanks, Stoner Dude. It looks like the controls are titties. Look at it. That's a titty control panel. I like this ship. And it sounds like a dragon. Or a lion. I like this. Okay. I'm going to try to stop being immature. So, I've been having a huge amount of crashes to desktop. I've been having a huge issue with being able to just make a singular coherent video. Which has been... partly due to why I've been, you know, radio silent, for lack of a better term, and I haven't been putting out videos as much as I have been, nor as I would like to. As well as that, there's been a whole bunch of stuff going on in my life, which I'm sure you could probably give 2 fucks about, if that. And yeah, so let's try to make something somewhat entertaining. So, as I was saying prior, they have gone ahead and instituted the, I don't even know what you would call it, but I guess it would be like a safeguard for the logout. Oh, the Car2All's quantum isn't different. It used to be different. It used to look way different. That was the reason I took the Car2 today. Damn it. But yeah, so with the 3.1.2, you know, one of the biggest things that they've implemented, as I said, was the fact that if you were to, you know, get ungracefully logged out, it should hold your position for about 10 minutes or so. As well, if you are close to... What the shit just happened? As well as if you are close to a port... there we go. If you were to ungracefully log out, it should at least put you back at the port with your ship and cargo intact. So that is abso-fucking-lutely awesome, and definitely something that was needed. I actually haven't done too much testing with the cargo and stuff, as I had a really bad experience with gold. I'm sure some of you might remember that video. But all in all, I am actually relatively quite happy with where Star Citizen is starting to head. Sorts of just weird random issues that have been cropping up. So let's hop out of the titty ship and what should we get? Do we want to take the reclaimer? Should we take the reclaimer? Let's take the reclaimer. Now, as you can see, I'm wearing the base flight suit, but I've got the executive armor set on, so that way at least I've got some protection. I'm also equipped with the Castec Arms SMG, the CitizenCon 2017 skin, and I don't know if you can really see it, but I've also got the LH 86 ballistic pistol with April's flare, or April's Gemini pistol flare thingamabob, the blue one, which I thought was actually one of the better flares that they've given out in a while. Personally, the flare that they were giving out up until was basically fucking stupid. I know some people disagree. Some people like the figurines that they were giving out. God knows why. Personally, I thought those were shit. I mean, I don't know. There's really no other way to say it. I thought it was absolute shit. Okay, no, absolute shit is a bit harsh. I think that's a little bit too far. I don't think it was absolute shit. I'm being a bit facetious here. But I do think they were pointless. I mean, really, what the hell can you use a couple of, you know, figurines of, you know, Star Citizen's version of Master Chief, some Van Duel figures, and then a guy in a blue jumpsuit with a bag on his head? Yeah, I'm referring to the Armin figure, whatever the fuck. I'm not a fan of those 3 months flares. I don't even recall what the flare was prior to that. Oh, I think it was the blueprints, right? The ship blueprints for like the Razor and the Caterpillar and the Hoplite and the Argo and the Polaris and all that. Those aren't too bad. I could see those because, you know, that's hangar flare. That's legitimate flare for your hangar. You can post up on the wall so you can look at the ship's schematics, and if you have those ships, it's even cooler. But the figures, you know, you basically have to put those on a table somewhere and be like, ah. And now you might argue, well, some of the other flare was very similar. It was just things that you could just place down and didn't really serve any purpose. Yeah, you're right. But at least when you put them down, they had some semblance of belonging in a hangar. Like the Big Benny's machine. That's just cool. Or the holo viewer, or like the port holo viewer that was in there. The items that were in those glass cases that you could post up. Even the snow globes. Yeah, again, didn't really serve much of a purpose, but they had some great ships in them, like the Reclaimer, the Carrack, and I believe the Endeavor was another one. Those, again, to me at least, made more sense than figures. Maybe they'll have the figures be something that you can put in your ships, but again, what's the point of having a Vandal figure, a Master Chief figure, or Star Citizens versions of Master Chief, or that guy Armin? Oh. Well, that's interesting. I've never seen this mission. Oh, that's the other thing that came with 3.1.2 is new missions. I completely forgot about that. You know, let's try. Oh, if I gotta land, that could be difficult in the Reclaimer. Let's do an outlaw roundup. Let's put the Reclaimer through the paces. I know I've done this prior, but I just love this ship so goddamn much. And if you don't, I feel sorry for you, brah. Because this ship is just freaking awesome. I'm glad that it seems like they've changed the jump to as well. Now you can actually jump to the smaller things. Prior, you'd have to jump to the planet and then make a secondary jump. I'm glad that they've, at least it seems, I'm glad that they've done away with that, because that was stupid. It didn't make sense to me that you wouldn't be able to jump to a thing because it has less gravity than the other. Like, if it was an uncharted point, alright, that would make sense. But obviously it's charted, there's obviously a beacon that's pointing me to it. I should be able to ping it. You know, I could see that being implemented for ships that maybe have shit scanning on them. You know, maybe they don't have computers that are good enough to be able to pick out the coordinates properly. But even then, that doesn't seem to make sense, because there's a point. There is a you know, a proprietary device there whose sole purpose is to alert you to the coordinates and location of which you need to find yourself at. So, I don't know, a little bit of a mixed opinion on that. One thing that I am hoping that they implement sooner rather than later are NPC, or hostile NPC AI on foot. I know that they were planning on having, quote, inhabited derelict sites. Last year around this time on the roadmap, the pretty roadmap that had all the colors and blocks and graphs and shit, inhabited derelicts, I think, if I recall correctly, was scheduled for in or around July of last year that they were starting work on. So I hope that we will see that again sooner than later, because what I think this game is severely devoid of is on foot combat. Yeah, you can fight other players, but for me that's not as fun as fighting AI. Maybe I'm in the minority here, but for me, I would much rather go up against AI on foot. And the way some of the AI was, I mean, it looks like it's fun. If you look at the Squadron 42 slice, where they were doing the shootouts and all that, I mean, it looks tight. Of course, that might be slightly manufactured for presentation purposes. I'm not looking down or commenting negatively on that. Oh my god, that's a fucking rock! Oh, you shit. Why did my floodlights not see that? That is some bullshit. That is just straight bullshit. My floodlights should have been able to see that. At least I didn't fuck my day up terribly. My engine is still attached. I don't really see any damage, but fuck that boulder. That space boulder. No, that's not an asteroid. It's a space boulder. Alright, let's speed up. Let's go show this Gladius who's boss. So, if you've watched some of the videos that SIG's been putting out, it definitely seems like they are making some huge leeway in terms of ships in the pipeline. The 600i, for all intents and purposes, looks like it's just about complete. They're going through final art on it, if I recall correctly. I am actually really excited to see that. I actually have the 600i touring version in my buyback. I didn't want the Explorer version because I've got a Carrack, I've got an Aquila. Well, I've got an Aquila as a loaner, but I wanted something where I could make money just bringing people around Now that I know a little bit more about the Explorer version, kinda wish I picked that up too. Hopefully, though, they'll have just the Explorer, you know, pop in or what would you call that? Wouldn't be a buck, a BUK. I hope that mod. No, what's the word? Not mod. Snap-in, I guess, for lack of a better term. I hope the Explorer snap-in will be available separately, because I would love to get me that snap-in so I could go back and forth between the two. If not, who knows, maybe I'll just CCU my touring up to exploration variant. But with the 600i coming very close to completion, that means the 890 jump is going to be next in line, well, somewhat next in line, to be worked on. After the 600i is complete, that team who was put on the 600 is going to be split up, and half that team is going to go work on, like I said, the 890, and then the other half is going to work on the Banu Defender, and after that, the Banu Defender team is going to go work on the Banu Merchantman. That is exciting. I have been waiting for news on the Merchantman for so long. Oh man, that it is not even funny. So that is some great news coming up. God damn it, stop moving. Alright, you know what? Wow, I cannot hit shit for the life of me. Alright, you know what? God damn. There we go. Alright, so now let's take out this annoying little fly. Jesus. The thing is, I don't know if I can trust my pips, because my pips have been very false and misleading for a while. Well, let's see.
I'm just getting started.
I love the wild lines that the AI have now. That shit is so awesome. Oh, fuck you, bitch. We'll see who's the bitch. Yeah, fuck you, bitch. Oh my god. Alright. That Gladius took way too long. I'm quite embarrassed. Yeah. But like I was saying prior, so once the teams finish the 600i, they're going to be split up. One team is going to go on the 890. The other team's going to work on the Defender. Once the Defender, Banu Defender that is, once the Banu Defender is complete, that team's going to move on to the Merchantman. If all goes according to plan, I'm hoping to see both of those ships in or around 2019-2020. The 890, I would give a safe guesstimate, we'll probably see around mid 2019, and I would say the Merchantman probably end of 2019 to beginning to middle of 2020. Now, again, that's if everything goes according to plan, if all the resources are in line, you know, scheduling, and nothing else crazy pops up. And that is something I'm super, super excited for. I have an 890, I have a Banu Merchantman, and I'm so excited to get those. I'm the type of person, I fly solo, but I actually much prefer having the larger ships. Yeah, it makes it a little bit harder, but it feels almost kind of Doctor Who-y to me. And by that, I mean, if you go back to Doctor Who with the 10th Doctor storyline, he had his ship, and the reason why he would always end up in weird places, according to the story, was because the ship was supposed to be piloted by like 6 or so pilots. And because it was just him, he was unable to fly it properly. I kind of like that idea. And that's one of the reasons why I kind of fly solo. Well, that, and I don't really have a lot of like real-world friends who play this. I have some, you know, online acquaintances. I've got my my org, who is very, very active, by the way. If you're interested and want to be in the org that I'm part of, it's called Synchronizers. And they are a superbly great group of guys. In fact, you might even be familiar with one of them. His name's Citaro. He does a lot of videos on YouTube. And, oh, what am I going to hit this time? Okay. He's put out some very good videos with everybody, and some nice long ones as well. And, yeah. So, Synchronizers is the group that I play with, and the reason why I consider them my main org, not only because they're a great group of guys, not only because they all play very well, but because every single time I play Star Citizen, at least one of my org mates are on there. And again, they're just such a great group of guys. We do training drills, we do FPS combat training drills, just great stuff. So one of the reasons for my radio silence in terms of videos is I got into a car accident and totaled my car. I'm in a lot of pain in my back, in my neck, which, as you might be able to tell, I'm not as, I guess, lively, and that is one of the reasons. So, you know, I'm gonna try. I know I said this in the last video. I'm gonna try to put out videos a little bit more frequently, because I know it's been radio silence and kind of sucks. But yeah. So in other news, there are new concept ships on sale. The 100 series from Origin. This is one concept sale I have actually absolute no interest in. The concept sale is for 3 starter ships from Origin in particular, which I definitely think they needed more starter-esque ships, but I don't know. I feel a little weird that they're all from Origin. I think they should have taken one ship from each manufacturer and made a starter ship from that. You know what I mean? Like, an Anvil starter ship, an Aegis starter ship, an Origin starter ship, maybe even another RSI starter ship, maybe another Consolidated Outland starter ship, a Banu starter ship. That would have been really cool to see. Although, granted, I don't think their production pipeline or their style guide is complete. You know, a Tumbril starter ship even, maybe, you know? I think that would have been really cool. I would have been really interested to see, like, a batch of starter ships, one of each manufacturer. I think that would have went over a little bit better than what they've got going on with the Origin. The 3 Origin starter ships, where, you know, you've basically got an actual starter, a combat starter, which, according to their logic, is 2 size 1s. What? And then a cargo starter from them, which has an external cargo hardpoint, much like the Aurora has, but I guess it's going to be smaller, so it's not going to be the exact same one. I don't know. I think that's a little overkill. I don't really understand the logic in having 3 starter ships from the same manufacturer. I think it would have made a little bit more sense had they taken the cargo and, quote, combat of those 2 ships and merged them into one starter ship from Origin. And then if they really wanted to, have another starter ship from, like, Aegis, an Anvil, an RSI. Although RSI is really not needed because we have the Aurora. Same with, you know, CO, you know, Consolidated Outland. I don't think we need more Mustang-esque ships. But I would have been really interested to see how each manufacturer would develop or have market a starter ship. But I'm not in control. So yeah, I was. I don't know. I think it was a bad decision. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think it was good having 3 starter ships, all just slightly different? Let me know down in the comments. Whoops. Wasn't meant to do. I would have been really interested to see, like I said, the other ones. I know I'm kind of going into a broken record. I apologize. It's the painkillers. What else? So they finally implemented a shaved head for the character creation. That's, you know, thank God. Which is weird. You'd think that would have been there from the get-go, considering all avatars up until were bald. But maybe they just wanted to get away from it because that's all they were seeing. Another thing that I'm a little confused about, ha! Gotcha, bitch. Totally just lost my train of thought. Sorry about that. What was I talking about? Clothing. The bald head. Avatar. Shit. I really don't remember. But, oh. So, a couple things that I want to know. What's the status of the UEE environment coat? Like, I thought that would be out by now. Oh, I remember now. So, another thing I'm confused about is with 3.1, I thought they were implementing the ability to now return Voyager Direct objects, items that were purchased. I don't see it yet. I still don't see it. There were a couple things I wanted to return, get the money back for. Another thing that I didn't see was upon starting our money balance. It's still the exact same. It's still just that 5,000. I did a mission, so that's why I've got more than 5,000. But I've got a couple of packages that, I mean, I should be starting off the bat with at least 10 to 15,000 UEC. A UEC. So I was really disappointed to see that was not implemented, even though they were touting it. They were saying, oh, when 3.1 comes, you'll be able to do this, and da-da-da-da-da. So, you know, a little disappointed with that. I really want to know what's going on with the UEE environment coat. I want to know what's going on with the other, like, faction items, or what was it called, like the baton, the restraint system. Although, admittedly, those probably won't come online until bounty hunting is implemented in a further iteration. I've also heard that there were bounty hunter missions. So, again, can only hope that those couple of items get done sooner rather than later. But yeah, I don't know. Other than that, I don't really have a whole lot more to talk about. I do want to say thank you to everybody who have been still keeping up with the videos and watching and commenting. I really appreciate it. You guys have really helped out with some of the stuff that's been going on. Oh, interesting story, completely unrelated to the game, but if you want to hear it, I'll let you know. Another one of the reasons why I haven't really been too active is my place of work got attacked. Cyber attacked. Let me just preface that. I don't work at YouTube. I don't want you to think it was to do with that attack, which was very sad. So we had a cyber attack at my work. One of the guys who is a principal in charge on some of the projects that we do got an email from one of his contacts, and it was really suspicious looking, and basically in the email it said, please click this link. So he did, and it brought him to a point where it asked for his login credentials, and he just gave them up. So the attackers had access to our systems for well over 24 hours and started compromising some of our subsystem structures, and we were quite busy trying to mitigate that. And then shortly thereafter, there was the subsequent accident that I was talking about. So again, you know, kind of, what is up with my weaponry? They are not pointing in the right.
Well, this isn't so fun anymore.
All right, there we go. Why are they shooting so slow now? All right, there we go. Oh, my right front engine strut is not looking very healthy. You want fuck on me? You try fuck on me? I am really happy to see the Reclaimer still has its weapons. I hope it stays like that, as I think it would be goddamn ridiculous for it to not have weapons, especially considering in some of the description briefs it said that this ship was meant to go into less than favorable environments, aka hostile ones, to do reclamation. I don't know how they plan to have the ship do that if the pilot is defenseless. So, yeah, fuck you and the click you claim, bitch. Alright. We showed that motherfucker who's boss. Look at, once again, they're not aiming where they're supposed to. Alright, let's see. Damage report. How are we looking? Do I see anything sticking out of the ship that shouldn't? In fact, you know what? Here, let's do an EVA to do a quick damage report. We gotta stop first. So supposedly they also implemented the fix to stop ships from just reorientating themselves upon exiting the pilot seat, and okay. So far, we seem to still be in the same direction, same bearing. One thing that is a bit upsetting is I heard that they've removed the ability to use this exit when you're in 0G, and that does appear to in fact be true, and that's stupid. We should be able to use this exit. That was a really great exit to use. Now I gotta backtrack through the entire fucking ship, basically, just to walk outside. But at least we can stop the emote animations again. Back in 3.0, there was, for a while, when you initiated an emote of any type, you would not be able to break the animation until the animation completed. So I'm glad that was fixed. Alright, so I guess we'll mosey on over. Man, I love this cafeteria. Well, kitchenette, dining area, whatever you call it. This is so Aliens-esque. Like, oh my god, this is so great. I love the screen. This ship is just amazing. Go by the captain and crew quarters. Alright. Now we're at the airlocks. One thing I really wish they would change is I wish this wasn't so low. There's been a couple of instances, you might have even seen in one of the previous videos, trying to get back into here when the elevators or the that little lift that brings you almost right to the bridge, when those don't work, you're SOL. You basically have to get somebody with another ship to try to bring you up here to be able to jump into the airlock, and oh, that was weird. Needless to say, that is not very successful. So Sig, if you're watching, if you're listening, excuse me, it would be really great if you could somehow put like spacers here, so that way we'd be able to stand. Like maybe just bring this one piece up, so that way we can at least get onto the roof of our ship, drop down, and then still be able to enter through the airlock. Because again, if the elevators or that that lift does not function, good luck, fucker. You're not getting back in your ship. Alright, so I don't know if this is actually damage or if that's just part of the actual textures of the ship. But visual analysis of damage appears to be negative. It was these hydraulic moving parts that look to be highly damaged on the scanners, but I'm not seeing any visual damage per se. Can't really tell if that's meant to be there or not. But like I said, you know, like, look at, if we were to be standing here, right, look at, if you were to jump, the most height you would get is about that. So it would be great if we could grapple onto ledges and be able to pull ourselves up. That would probably fix the issue. So Sig, if you can't put a spacer or bring that portion of the ship up a little bit, just make it so we can mantle ledges. I mean, really, that's all we need. If we can mantle ledges, that would fix the issue. I know we're able to vault over certain objects if they're about waist high, so I'd imagine it shouldn't be too much work to be able to mantle, but again, not a game dev. But other than that, in all honesty, I think I might just leave the video here. I just wanted to put out a video, give an update, let you all know, you know, no, I'm not dead. I do plan on still making videos. There were just a couple of things in my personal / IRL that cropped up and have been impacting me. So, other than that,
Flare ready.
I do want to say thank you very much for watching. If you got any questions, comments, concerns, or ideas for future episodes, leave them down below in the comments section. I'm always looking at the comments and trying to respond, and you know, I just absolutely love the input from all of you. You are all absolutely fan-damn-tastic, and I do want to say I feel very lucky and very privileged to have you all on my channel. So, once again, thank you very much for watching. All you beautiful bastards out there, you have yourselves a rip-roaring, wonderful morning, evening, afternoon, day, night, whenever, wherever you just so happen to be or find yourself. This has been Will. Love, peace, chicken grease. I'll see you next time.